Hey, I'm Angie Lane, and I am the host of Midwest Modern Moments, all things that make the Midwest so awesome, and founder of Midwest Modern Architecture Interiors, Good Design, Good Life. And today we are talking about one of the coolest Midwesterners possibly of all time, John Mellencamp. And I am here with my friend Kristen, another, probably the second coolest Midwesterner of all time.
Thanks.
And old friend of mine, fellow architect, all around just awesome life goals kind of a person. And so we're going to chat some John Mellencamp because I know we both love him.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So anyways, I was trying to also, one thing I like to do for all these topics is try to find like random fun facts or whatever. And so did you know that John Mellencamp turned down the role of JD in Thelma and Louise? Brad Pitt's role?
I think I did hear that at one point, but I forgot. Now you reminded me again.
Oh, I was blown away. I was like, what? That is so crazy.
No, he would have been amazing.
Well, he would have, but I just can't imagine. I mean, Brad Pitt like nailed it.
I know. Well, Brad Pitt might not even be around anymore if that had happened.
Yeah, true story. So kudos to John Mellencamp for turning that one down.
Seriously.
Yeah, so let's, my first question, I think, was just the basic. What's your favorite John Mellencamp song?
My favorite John Mellencamp song is Rain on the Scarecrow.
Ooh.
I know. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Well, and that's also appropriate. So in my little research, so like Farm Aid has been, I mean, it's still going. It's in its 35th year.
I know. I was saying to Mike on the way home that I feel like Farm Aid is like, it's been around for so long. Maybe it's like the only thing still supporting the American farmer because it's become such an institution.
No, totally. And I mean, when you think of like all those Band-Aids, Live Aids, none of that's around. But like
exactly,
Farm Aid's still going. So that's kind of impressive.
That's because Midwesterners, we start something and we keep it going and we finish it.
That work ethic.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally. I think my favorite song has to be Authority Song. It was that like fell in love with it as a little kid and I love that song.
Yep. I remember the first time I heard a John Mellencamp song. It was Hurt So Good. And I was in my parents' car driving to Wisconsin for a weekend at my parents' house. Mm-hmm. And it came on the radio and my dad turned it off because he thought it was so dirty. and I remember thinking, I need to listen to more John Mellencamp because this is amazing.
Oh, that's so funny. Because when you think like, I mean, at least I had no idea what any of that meant. Like,
right.
You know I mean, the same with, what's the other one? Ain't Even Done with the Night. Do you know that one? Where, and it's kind of like he's like talking about kind of like not knowing what he's doing, getting it on with some girl or whatever. And I'm like, as a kid, I would have no idea. I don't know what.
Clue. No clue.
Ain't even done with the night. Like, why is it bedtime? You know, from like a kid's.
Yeah. But no. I love that. I love those songs. I love the early stuff. I love the stuff that he's done even more recently. I love it all, beginning to end. I celebrate the whole technology.
I do too. And I just saw he seems to be in the studio recording a new album. Well, and it's another cool thing that I think he is a good topic because, you know, versus a Kid Rock or a Madonna or somebody who, you know, are from the Midwest, but like he's just so classically Midwest. And the fact that he's like super worldly, but chooses to live here still, you know what I mean? Yes. Whereas like, I'm sure Madonna hates being known from coming from Michigan or whatever.
Even though her daughter just graduated from there.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, it's still like, it's not like she's flying Midwestern flags or whatever. But like, I mean, how cool if you could live anywhere in the world and you choose Indiana. I mean, that's something.
No doubt.
All right. Favorite lyric.
Oh, favorite lyric. I just had it. It's from the song Minutes to Memories on the Scarecrow album. And it's suck it up, tough it out, be the best you can. And
Uh,
it's the quintessential John Mellencamp lyric, but it's also it runs through my head all the time. It's like a Midwestern kind of saying, right?
yeah,
Like, stop whining, get your shit together. Oh, am I allowed to swear on here?
yeah, no, totally.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just such a, like, that to me reminds me of like just my childhood. And I love that lyric.
No, that's a good one. My other one that I think of him, because I don't know if you've seen many interviews with him, but he seems like kind of a serious bird, like not much of a sense of humor. It doesn't seem like. But one of my favorites is from What If I Came Knocking? So like, you know, the whole song where he's like, what if I came knocking, all these scenarios about like whatever, this one night stand. And then the last verse is like, so if you hear somebody knocking, it's probably me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like so subtly funny and awesome. But yeah, I like that one, which again is kind of Midwestern too, because I feel like all my uncles, they all have that same, like, you know, they're not going to be the life of the party, but they'll just bust out these zingers all of a sudden. You're like, damn, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe when do you remember getting into John Mellencamp?
I mean, I've been listening to him since I was a kid, and anytime it's on, I mean, I've started getting. I mean, I've had the CDs forever. I probably have 8 to 10 albums. I don't even know now. And it was just always something like, you know, you put things on rotation where you like have 2 or 3 months where you're like, it's John Mellencamp time. I have to listen to it. Summer often is a time like, you know, back in college, have a few Budweiser, smoke a few cigarettes, put on John Mellencamp, right? Like,
Yes.
you know, like I feel like John Mellencamp is like summer music.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you feel the same way?
No, totally. Yeah, he definitely, the cigarette thing is funny too, because I'm like, yeah, one of the few like people who I think still kind of openly smokes or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
like real
I know,
cigarettes.
right? Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I'll tell you a funny. So that was last year, kind of. I was like, you know, quintessential Midwestern. I'm gonna send an email because his website has a email to approach him, and I was like, what if I was like, maybe he would do a segment with me on ashtrays. 'Cause he's a smoker, right? And I got the like, yeah, he doesn't do things like that, and I'm like, all right, fine. Yeah, no, I
Maybe you
definitely,
can
I
have to
feel the
talk about
same way.
architecture.
What's that?
Maybe you can get him to talk about architecture.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. I was like, oh, sorry, you don't want to have like a conversation with a, you know, fellow Midwestern about interesting, cool, like trip down memory lane or whatever. Because the other funny
Yeah.
thing about him too is like he was on CBS Sunday. What's the Sunday morning news? You know that one
Yeah.
where it's like the sun logo, whatever.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was talking about, because they were asking him like, okay, so you still smoke? You smoke a lot? And he's like, I know it doesn't make any sense, but in my, you know, logic is like, I think the reason I'm not sick from it is because I don't drink at all. And so, like, you know,
You gotta
like,
have your vice.
you got to have your vice. Yeah. All right. Whatever works for you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. No, totally. The same thing. Like, all through childhood, you know, John Mellencamp was on the radio, whatever. I remember like thumbing through records because my parents would never buy me records. I mean, like, music was just something they did not spend money on ever. And so, like, man, I wanted that, the one where he's standing with like little angels, but you know, I wanted the album so bad and never got it until like 6 months ago. Like, you know, 40 years later, I get
Way to
this album.
splurge, Ange.
I know. And it was probably just as expensive as it was back then, is the funny thing. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't very much money.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So, all right. Favorite video?
Favorite video? You know, I think it's is it Get a Leg Up? Where isn't that the one where he met his wife?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. And they're now divorced.
Of course they are. I mean, one of his wives. 3? Are we 3 in? 4 in? 3, right?
I think it was 3 which
Yeah.
kind of, I thought it was more, but whatever. 3.
Yeah.
And then he's got, I don't know how many kids. He's got quite a few.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like his kids are.
I always like that video. Yeah, and I like that he met her on it, and I thought that was very John Mellencamp.
No, very cute. Yeah, I like all those old ones. It's hard for me to pick a favorite because I love Authority Song. I love that one. Like, there's that little kid in the video, and when I was a kid, I wanted to be that kid so bad. I'm like, how cool that he got to like hang out in some weird scenario with John Mellencamp. Yeah, no. And What?
My dog might start playing with his bowl in a second and dropping it on the floor. I apologize.
No, that's okay. That is okay. I keep waiting for one of my kids to like zoom by. It's like the I don't know.
Just
It's surprisingly quiet, so it's like nerve-wracking.
I know, right?
All right. Well, the last kind of like to bring him into like modern times, which is the other cool thing I think about him is, I mean, he is an artist and has, I don't know, been doing it for a long, long time. Whereas, you know, a lot of celebrities put their names on brands and, or,
Yeah.
you know, and just kind of whatever. But I think he's done cool stuff. And I mean, I like the darker, it's all kind of dark.
Oh, sorry about that. He hates me. Hold on. Sorry, I'm sending him outside to do his work.
That's good. Good work.
Too funny. Yes, John Mellencamp's art. I was always surprised at how good it is. Like, it doesn't feel like, you know, some famous people, they're doing something else. Some artists, they're in another genre, and then they kind of do something in another genre, and you're like, I don't know. But it's really good art. I mean, it's really thought-provoking, and I've looked at a lot of it online, and I don't know, there have been some pieces I've thought about even getting, but I have not.
No, same here. And I think the consistency through, I mean, because he's been doing it for a long time, and like you said, it's not just like, oh, some like weird little hobby. Like, it seems like he does it all the time. So, all right, here's going to be the tech challenge of the night. I'm going to try to screen share with you my favorite. Can you see that?
I can. Oh, yes.
And so, like, just, you know, I don't know, whack ass, totally appeals to me, dark, creepy. This is one of my favorite ones.
I think it's really interesting how he uses so many different mediums and like collage, and it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, there's another one. I'm gonna try to pull that one up too, see if it'll work. Which I thought was kind of funny. So this one is titled Marriage Bed.
Wow.
You know, so kind of says something about maybe his thought, oops, that's not marriage bed. Yeah.
That would make me think twice about marrying him. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, for real.
But only twice.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
No, that's funny. I was thinking on the way home when I was thinking about talking to you about how many times I've seen him live.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of those artists that you have to see live, and it's just as enjoyable, if not more, than just listening to music on the radio. I mean, he's such a great performer. I think I've seen him 5 times. I've seen him at least twice since I've been in Austin. I saw him downtown at Daily Plaza when he did a show with my mom.
I think I was moving out of Chicago the day that happened, because I feel like you were going and I couldn't go. Or whatever. It was like the day I was moving, and such a bummer. I think I've only seen him twice. I saw him at a Farm Aid, which was really, you know, cool, but like a brief little whatever. And then one time here in Michigan, and you know, I was like, oh, he's pretty good for him. You know, like really gives it his all, and it's cool.
Oh, he does.
You know, yeah.
He's the best.
What's that?
I said he's the best.
Oh, totally. Yeah, so that was kind of all my little like walkthroughs. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else. I don't know. Did you see I had posted he was in Architectural Digest recently? Because
I did not see that.
He has like some super cool like New York loft, because I think he's dating Meg Ryan, maybe, if they're dating or not. Or
are they still dating?
I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, he's got a place in New York too. Of course, if you're an artist, right, you have to have like the obligatory New York apartment. But
totally,
it was pretty sweet. But it was kind of cool to check it out. Yeah, but it was funny. So he's got some interior designer that it's like some old buddy of his that like travels with him, and he described it as like a marriage. Like they go shopping for antiques and bicker. And
I love it.
I know.
Oh my gosh, he needs to join us down in Miami when we retire with the Golden Girls.
I know, right? Except for I think I would rather live in Indiana than Miami. Like,
I think so.
I'm not in for all that heat and like sweaty mess.
No, me neither. We'll definitely do Golden Girls Michigan style for sure.
Yeah. Well, by then Michigan will be like a Mediterranean climate anyways. So
Exactly. It'll be perfect.
we'll be all set.
Ah.
Yeah. All right. So that was it for the John Mellencamp talk.